Well, the Steelers were victorious Week 6 again, as I'm sure most of you already know. They did beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 17-13, I do believe that is correct. Anyway, just here to make a few reflections on this game and give you some of my thoughts. Now, I've beat the Steelers up a lot on here the past few weeks because I just wasn't happy with their performances, and I must say that this week is the same deal for me. I'm just not happy, just not seeing it with this group of people. However, I think I will start with a bright spot in this football game, since I'm sure everyone's sick of me complaining like I've been. I do think that the Steelers' running game was rather successful. I think there are over 180 total yards on the ground from the Steelers, so I think that was a good week. Mendenhall had over 140 yards. That's the best of the season so far for him. Looks like the offensive line looked all right. So those are just a couple of the positives. However, pretty much everything else was negative in my opinion. First off, the Steelers should not have lost, or well, they won it, but they shouldn't have won it in this fashion. I mean, come on now. I mean, the Jaguars were a 1-3 team coming into Pittsburgh. This was Pittsburgh we're talking about. Now, it is true that the Jaguars have beat Pittsburgh the last 3 times they were there before this game, but it just is no excuse. The Jaguars are not that good this year. They have a rookie quarterback. I mean, they have no playmakers on the receiving end. So that means they were going to run the football, and everyone should have known that they were going to run the football, but yet they still had over 100 yards rushing for the game. And Maurice Jones-Drew was only 4 yards from getting getting 100 yards, and that would have been significant because that would have been the Steelers' third 100-yard rusher they would have given up on defense. So this defense is still soft. And then on the offensive ball, you had Arians calling his stupid plays as he usually does. So this just was not satisfactory to me. Just doesn't suffice. Just not good enough. The Jaguars are, they're a struggling, upcoming team. They are not a team that are playoff caliber, are not going to be going to the playoffs this year. And for the Steelers to only win 17-13 to this team at home shows that there should be a lot of concern in these Pittsburgh Steelers fans right now. I mean, big time concern, because this is just not good. Just not good enough, in my opinion. Okay? I mean, good teams with the opportunities that were presented with the Steelers yesterday, good teams would have won the football game 24-3. Okay? There's just no excuse. Okay? I mean, you get down on the third drive after a Mendenhall run, only get a field goal. Not good enough. You drive down, you drive down again, miss a field goal. So but those should have been touchdowns, okay? And that's the thing. I mean, you get down that field, you have to score 7 points against a team that's not that good. I mean, you were up 14-0. Mendenhall got a big run, which was very commendable. Then on first down, you do something totally predictable in the red zone. You run it, and then everyone was ready for that, so -1. And then second and third down, pass it, and just didn't work out. So then the Steelers had to get a field goal, but that could have been a touchdown, which would have made the game at that point 21-0, not 17-0, and then tack on a missed field goal opportunity. It would have been 24-3 in the end. That's what it should have been. It shouldn't have been 17-13. So this just shows the Steelers are not a good team. They are not a good team. I mean, good teams, knowing what the Jaguars were going to do, good teams would have shut down the run for less than 75 yards. They would have given up some passing yards maybe, but they wouldn't have been, when everyone, like I said, when everyone knows you're going to run the football, you have to stop the run, because that's what they were going to do. Maurice Jones-Drew had 96 yards on the ground. How is that good? And how is that, how is that shutting down the run game? That's not shutting down the run game, because you almost gave up a 100-yard rusher, and they would have given up a 100-yard rusher if the other guy didn't have success. And I don't even know who this guy is, but he had like 30, 40 yards on the ground. This is not a good team right now, and for any Yinzer out there watching this video to say otherwise is just plain mistaken. And I'll tell you what, when New England comes to town in a couple weeks, people are going to be crying in their beers, because New England is going to crush them. That's how I see it right now. It'll probably be something like 42-10. That's how I think the Steelers are that bad. I think New England is far better than they are. The Ravens already crushed them at the beginning of the year, and I do not think they got that much better since then. It's just the competition they played is not that good. Seattle, they're not that good. You have Indianapolis, who still is winless, and you have the Jaguars, who still only won just a single game. So that, so who has the Steelers really played? Against teams that have winning records, with the exception of Tennessee, they have not won. At Houston, lost. At Baltimore, lost, and they got dominated in both of those performances. So anyone who comes on on this channel, on this video, and says that they're a good team is just full of shit and is totally deluded into some black and gold fairyland that you must be in, because I just don't see that, and no one should be seeing that right now, and no one should be happy about this either, because guess what? Yes, we're spoiled, and yes, there is a time when there are going to be bad Steeler teams. We just had a bad Steeler team about 3 years ago that went 9-7 or whatever they were. But here's the thing. Here's the thing though. This is not indicative of Steeler football. This just isn't. We ran the ball, that's good, but on defense we are soft, and even in the bad years that we had recently, the defense was still pretty good. I'm just very, very concerned. And then some of the play calls that Bruce Arians called, like always trying to get a home run, that's just no good either, right? And then fourth down, and Jacksonville has to punt. You're up 17-3. They're kicking in the wind, and yet you come after them and you try to block the kick. That really backfired, and that turned into a 15-yard first down penalty, and it gave the Jaguars their touchdown and got them into this game. So that was stupid too. The coaching stinks right now. The defense stinks right now. And for the most part, the offense stinks right now. And ironically, the best part of the offense just might be the offensive line, which I was harping on a couple weeks ago. The offensive line really picked up their game. But the quarterback, Roethlisberger, struggling. You got the running backs who are inconsistent, but they had 2 good weeks, I guess you can say. But Mendenhall, you still don't know what you're going to get from him. So, there is still a lot of problems offensively and defensively and on special teams and in the coaching. Just not good right now. And I'll tell you what, it would not be good right now if the Steelers were to play New England. They really, and the Steelers are going to Arizona this weekend. That could be a trap game for them, because it is at Arizona. We beat them in the Super Bowl. Arizona will probably, Ken Wisenhunt, who will probably want to beat us very, very badly. I think the Steelers can pull this out, but they'll probably pull it out of their ass, just like they do every other week. And they'll show me again why they're still not a good team. And then the week after, here comes New England, and they're going to come in and they're going to kick our ass, and that's just how I see it. I think New England will win 42-10, 49-10, because we're just not going to be able to stop them, and they're just going to score a bunch of points on us, and that's just Just simple fact. We're just not a good team, and we need to admit that as Steeler fans, and we need to get tough with the coaching, with the front office, and we need to get tough with the Pittsburgh media that kisses the Steelers' ass instead of standing up for the fans, because I think that's been the biggest obstacles and why we stink right now. And in the record, like I said, the record might show 4-2, but guess what? I don't count those rent-a-win games, okay? I don't count Seattle, I don't count Indianapolis, and I don't count this week. So the Steelers, in my opinion, are still 1-2. And that's just the way it is, okay? And I said that on my Facebook too. They are 1-2. They are not 4-2 because I don't count those rent-a-win games. So that's just the way it is. Now, that's pretty much, I think, all I have to say about it. Like I said, I really fear for the Steelers in the next few weeks. I think they can pull this game out of their ass this weekend, go 5-2, but then they're going to play New England and Baltimore, and they're going to get crushed both weeks. And it's going to once again show that we're going to probably end the year better than we're going to end the year with our record being better than what we actually are, and then if we do make the playoffs as a wild card team, we're going to be one and done because that's just what we are. We're just not good right now. So if we do make it, we'll be one and done. But we might not even make the playoffs because, hey, there's Cincinnati. The Cincinnati Bengals with Andy Dalton, the rookie quarterback. You got rid of the troublemakers, and all of a sudden, hey, Cincinnati, they're all right. They might be able to beat Pittsburgh and then knock us out of the playoffs. So you might not even make the playoffs. And right now, I would say, at best case scenario, we are not making the playoffs. But if we do, then we'll be one and done because we're just not good. We haven't beat really anyone good yet. Yeah, we did beat Tennessee, but I think that was more of a desperation game than anything. And even in that game, I don't think we were that good either. So we're just not good. Play calling stunk, I think, in key possessions. I think the defense still is soft. I think. I will grant you that. I will grant everyone that we did run the ball better. I think Mendenhall did a lot better than he did the past 4 times he touched the ball. I think Redmond's still making a difference in a way. Dwyer still can make a difference in a way. I think utilizing him would do us some good. The offensive line playing much better these past 2 weeks, even with all the injuries. But it's still not a good team, okay? Good teams would have won this game against a 1-3 Jacksonville team, 24-3 at home, okay? It should have been 24-3, not 17-13. So that just shows how bad we are. And the fact that we almost gave up another 100-yard rusher is just really, really bad. And I think the Steeler fans should really be panicking after barely beating a bad Jacksonville Jaguar team. Anyway, that's, I think, all I have to say for this week. I will have another video next week after the Steelers-Arizona Cardinals game. But I'll tell you, people, I'd be concerned now. But thanks to all you who do watch, and see you next week, and stay tuned for more DVE videos. I'll try to continue to uphold as many requests as I possibly can. Thank you for watching.